It's on record now. So just for formality's sake, good evening, everyone. I welcome each and every one of us to this discussion with Tuto Ayo. And basically, Tuto Ayo is doing this because, of his passion for the whole thing about assisting and aiding students in the National University in becoming the better version of themselves. And the reason why we're having this meeting tonight is actually to discuss about the current thing happening in now about the cancellation of TMA, about the two-factor code, two-factor authentication and code to access the TMA portal, and to also fortify and encourage ourselves towards the forthcoming exam. So now, talking about the TMA cancellation, like I said earlier, the management has deemed it fit that they want to cancel the TMAs. All right, that the TMAs are going to be cancelled and exams will be on 100%. Now, this is the current update. Now, information has led to the fact that students are protesting. All right, a lot of information have been coming as students are protesting, and we are hoping that the management can still change their mind. So, for those of us who our TMA has been completed, congratulations. For those of us that our TMA is yet to be completed, please try and complete your TMA, so that in case management changes their mind, say, okay, based on the fact that we have made our research and we have done everything, we are going to reconsidering using the TMA, good and fine. Now, if they now insist that, okay, exam is 100%, the way forward is that we need to opt our game. And it's quite unfortunate because the kind of students in the National University, majority, let's sieve out the new generation that are joining now. Even the new generation that are just joining, they are also working class. And I know very well that it is not easy to manage work here in Nigeria. Even if you are the owner of your business, it is very taxing and demanding to run a business successfully in this part of the world. And basically, the TMA is a very good way to relieve students of burden of failing, because it is very easy to pass if you have secured 30-30 in your TMA. In the exam, over 100, if you get 10, with your 30 in your TMA, you have passed. So now, if now as deemed it that we are no longer comfortable with the way students are getting 30-30, they means they are using getting 30-30, we are no longer comfortable. Fine, we sign up for this. They have their reasons. So I am just here to let us know that let's quit being disturbed, let's quit being discouraged, let's quit being disconcerted, and let's focus on how we can turn this situation around for ourselves. I close my clip on that. After I've talked about the three agendas, then I'll open the floor for it's so that it can be more of a discussion, so that it's not a one-way thing. Now, should I talk about the other two agendas first before I open the floor, or we should dissect this first, then open the floor for the other agendas?
No, finish everything.
What do we see on that?
Just finish everything so that there won't be any too much distraction. At the end of the day, you won't be able to say what you're going to say. Finish up first.
Are we there?
Mr. Ayo, finish everything. When you are done,
Mr. Ayo, please go ahead and finish up before we come in.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much then. So let me continue. Now, the two-way verification, the code you receive now to open your TMA portal. Now let me spill the whole thing for us, nothing to hide. All right. Based on the information, probably I know management staff can be here. There's nothing to hide. There's no need to hide anything from us. Let's call the spade a spade. Now, based on the information gotten from agents, we call them agents. Majority of us know them. Now, you see, this our TMA. The only reason why we are getting 30-30 is because these agents, they use some kind of technology, all right, to get these answers. Now, for those of us in 100 level second semester, 200 level first semester, second semester, you can agree with me that there are some questions in the TMA that you go to your material and check the answer, and you are 100% correct. Like, it is apparent, obvious that this is the answer, and you will mark it, and you will find out that the system marked you wrong. That happened to me 100 level first semester. Those of us that are in my private class, I used to complain of that course, but 105, that I had less than 10 over 30 in that course. It was only the grace of God that did not make me fail that exam. I was speaking the correct answer because I told us then that I used to do my TMA myself. I was speaking the correct answer and they keep marking me down. And I was like, when I did TMA 1 and TMA 2 and I realized that this is serious, I had to stop. It took me the next 2 weeks before I could continue, and it was still the same thing. So now, this is just my own case. This happens to several other students. And you see their TMA grades will be 5 over 10, 7 over 10, 8 over 10. And these people will go to the exam. They will not do well. They will fail, repeat these courses. But some way, somehow, a group of people calling themselves agents came with solutions on how to help students secure 30-30 so they can focus only on their exam. And this has been working well. It has been going well for everybody. The students are happy, the agents are happy. And all of a sudden, the whole thing, management says it is misconduct. Please, I will open the floor. When you say misconduct, we will all give up, because some people are asking me that when we say misconduct, what do they mean by misconduct? By some guys coming up with good technology to help generate answers for questions, even the wrong ones. They will mark it correctly, and students are getting 10-10 consistently. Please, what exactly does it mean by misconduct? Now, does it mean that you deliberately set questions for students? I'm not trying to castigate or tongue lash or throw stone at anybody. I'm not trying to do that. All right? Now, on the portals, this TMA portal we're talking about, questions will be set, no answers. Is it deliberate that they want students, they are deliberate about students not getting 10-10? That's one question I will still ask us. Is it that the system is deliberate that students should not pass their courses and fail and come back for these exams? Considering the fact that these students that is in National University, they are not under 15 or under 25. These are people. There was a man that started me 100 level then. This man has left school for 30 years, coming back to school again. He does not even understand how to read. And this man came to me, we started together, and he did not, I think he had really issue with one course. That was his first paper, and that was because of anxiety. Anxiety in the sense that he did not even check the time, and time was reading fast. Before you know it, he was still taking his time to solve them. Before you know it, time locked him out. Now, these are the same people that will go to work. We have family. They've not been in school for a long time. I'm only saying my side of the argument. The system, the management has their own side of the argument too, right? But we're just trying to look into why the management feels that this is called misconduct, and they target almost 98% of all students. But nevertheless, if that's the decision of the management, then we'll have to just look for a way around this situation and make it favor ourselves. Now, speaking of the TMA, portal now, to log in, it has changed. Now, there's no difficulty about it, because I don't give agents TMAs anymore. I'm still solving TMAs for people. That is fact. I think I still have 3 students I'm solving their TMAs now. I'm still solving TMAs for them, and I don't give it to agents. Even agents now, any agent that say bring TMA is a thief, they will not even accept. The way to solve TMA now is manually, and there's no 30-30. The ones I solved, I think the list I got was 8. I still had 30-30 in 2 courses, but 8. I had 8, I had 9. Now, the way forward is that for you to access your TMA portal, like I said, if you have completed your TMA, don't stretch yourself. if you are not able to open your portal, just wait till next semester. The reason being that you need to activate your student email. All right, that student email, if you don't activate it, you will not be able to log into your TME portal. And some students told me that they have actually activated their TME portal, but their TME their email, but they are not getting the code. That's another problem too. It should not be like that. If now should want us to activate our email, then we should be able to get the code without stress. So in a situation whereby you've activated your email and not getting the code, you still need to go back to that same place that you need to put the code. There's a place to click on. I did not receive the code. So if nothing works out, you still need to go back to your study center. But the way forward is that now the way it is, you cannot access your TME portal without that verification code. When you put in your password normal, it will take you to where you will put in the code that has been sent to your student email. And if your student email is dormant, you will not get it. You need to first activate it. And if you activated the TME, the student email, and if you do not get the PIN, it's another problem. So you also need to either generate tickets. I have generated ticket now for several students. Nothing has been done. Maybe it's because of the exam. But anyone that comes to now, just recommend, please go to your study center or you leave it to next semester. And lastly, because I need to try and manage time, because I still need to give out keynotes tonight, and I still need to complete some keynotes and do our timetable for the revision. So lastly, for the revision, turning the situation around to favor ourselves. So now let's just bear in mind that our exam is 100%. And I'm very sure that now is not very wicked. All right. The new changes can be as a result of new management staff or new director, or we all know what happened recently about a lady who gave a wrong testimony in the church and the pastor rebuked her. All right. A lot of students have been saying that this will definitely raise an eyebrow. This will raise dust. And indeed, it seems like, I'm not saying it's not, the lady can be here. I'm not saying it's because of her that this has happened. I'm only trying to make reference to that. Why will now all of a sudden change what has been? The system has been going smoothly. Everything has been going smoothly. Then why will now like this, change things at this time? A lot of questions are running through our minds. So I'm not saying it's because of her. Definitely that church that she made that testimony is not a small church. People stream, the millions of people stream, and the thing went viral. And one thing that really pains me is that national university, one thing national university is that a lot of pressure got in the system. Those know that the system is very challenging. A lot. If you meet an average Nigerian and tell the person that I'm in now, they'll tell you what are you doing there. But believe me, now system, let's even put aside TMA assistant. Let's put aside TMA assistant. You cannot sit down with now material and understand it at a goal. You need to study and study and study and study and study. I don't know if I'm saying the obvious. You see, when I was in Polytechnic, my materials, they are not as taxing, they're not as challenging, all right? They are not as difficult to comprehend compared to national privacy materials. And that's why I do the keynotes, because when I was throughout my timing now, I use the keynotes for my personal self. What do? First semester, after we finish our exam, 1 week after our exam, I get all my materials, download them. I do the very first phase of studying, which is called familiarization stage. That's what we do in the class too. We familiarize ourselves with the material first. When we are done with familiarizing ourselves with the material, that's where we begin to get certain points. That's where I begin to make the notes. Then what we have gotten in the first phase, we discuss it on Telegram. That is where we now begin to expand more on points. And the third phase, we go back to the vision. So it's quite unfortunate that even with all this stress of comprehending this material, some persons will still make such mistake to go out there and tell the whole world that you studied a false discipline. It's like me telling you now, it's not a public admin, telling you that throughout my years, I was in pure sciences and I got the certificate of public admin. That's what it sounds like. It sounds very ridiculous. And maybe that's why they need to make the system, they need to stiffen the system a little bit more. Because let's even think about it truly. Let's think about it. Let's look at this. If students has gone through the rigorous process of doing everything themselves, will somebody go and make such a mistake? And this is a course that the minimum you do in now is 4 years. And for that course, law, as she even said, law is not even 4 years. So how will somebody make such a terrible mistake? Does it really paint now well? Does it really paint? Let's just, if we were to be in the shoes of the management, how are we going to feel? Getting to the office as a director and the news you have been welcomed with somebody making such a mistake. I'm not castigating her, but I'm just saying that, okay, what does people really think about now? Could it be this is the reason why the system has changed? Now, about our TME portal, after you get the code, you put it back.
Mr. Ayo.
Yes, Mr. Alfred.
Please, can I say something, sir?
Good evening, sir. You're actually welcome. Although you came a bit late.
No, I've been listening to you, but with another line here.
Okay. Please, I'm about to conclude now. You'll have the floor. I think it will be better that way. What do you think, sir?
Okay.
Thank you for your understanding. So let me just wrap it up. So about our TME portal, for those of us that everything has been concluded, don't stress yourself. Just leave it to next semester. Get your email activated. Everything is working because like I said, I'm still doing TME for some 1 or 2 persons, but we have to go through it manually. Now, whenever I want to do their TME, I let them know, they send me the pin, and I'll solve it by manual means, going through the materials and searching online to get the answer. So, and for the exams, so please, I'm sure now management does not want massive failure, even though some people will still fail. Even with 30-30 with their TME and their exam, people will still fail. But one thing I realized that a lot of students are scared that my TME is not there. I'm going to do the only exam. How can I pass? I'm here to tell you this night that you can pass. The same way that 30-30 is there and you are passing your exams is the same way you will pass this one without the 30-30. The way they are going to divide is not going to be as the way they divide when your TMEs are there. So please get that straight. All you need to do is just put in the effort of going through your materials. All right? When you go through your materials, pick out points. I will recommend everybody get the keynotes, but the keynotes are limited in the sense that I don't have for all departments. I can only say, okay, I have keynotes for the department I'm taking in my private class. Apart from biology 101 that I did, that is out of my curriculum. Every of the keynotes I have is basically in line with the classes I'm taking. So, but for those of us that we don't have the access to the keynotes, or I don't have for your department, take your materials. Please don't waste time. Don't waste time on past questions or summaries. Past questions are good only if you have gone through your materials. So how do you go to the materials? Now, let me teach you a strategy you use. It's not going to be easy. Now, let's say, for example, you open a course, you open MTH 105. Let's say you open MTH 105 now. Let's assume MTH 105 is not calculation, it's purely theory. Now, you in a module, go for the topics. Now, let's say matrices. Get down the definition of matrix. Number 1, types of matrices. If there are advantages, get them. Every other thing, leave it. Go to the next module. Go for another topic. Bring out points and statements, sentences out of them, because your exams are going to be objective and sub-objective. Sub-objective in the sense that a word will be removed for you to replace with the correct word by yourself. And if you have not gone through your material, it's very difficult for you to identify this word. And the objective ones are the ones that they will give you alphabet, question, answers, options to choose from. So basically, I can't say everything in this video. So I'm going to call it wrap here. And I'm going to open the floor for every one of us to contribute. Because I don't want us to exceed IS 8 o'clock or maybe 8:10. So I can continue with my work and make the keynote available and also the timetable for our revision on Monday. So thank you very much. Mr. Alfred, please, let's start with Mr. Alfred. Mr. Alfred, you want to say something the other time?
Oh, okay. The network is very bad. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. What I want to say is it has to do with that lady that made that mistake at that church. You see, there's nobody that is above mistake. Even our course material that are being reviewed by professors. Our course material be reviewed, written by professors, reviewed by professors. There are a lot of mistakes inside.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's correct. And if that is correct, who is holding it against them?
You're very correct, sir.
You will see some of these professors that will take us up as there is an error from maybe the person that typed it and all that. Yet somebody reviewed that course material. Nobody hold it against them. So why would somebody make a mistake and now they want to use it against every other person? So there's nobody who is above mistake. There are professors here, they made mistake. They review course materials, and yet there's a lot of mistakes on the course material. Thank you.
If you allow me weigh in on what he just said, please just allow me say this. Apart from the woman making a mistake, even the graduation list where her name was included, what they published in that material was BSc Law. So it wasn't the woman's fault in any way. It feels as though now used to refer to that program as BSc Law up until that event. So it wasn't the woman's fault in any way at all. It was what they published in their graduation list that she said.
Wow.
Yes. You can confirm from the graduation list that was posted. It was BSc Law that was written there. Then let me say one thing about. Yes, I'm very sure. I'm very sure. I saw it.
I studied law. They told me it is not BSc in law. They told me it's not BSc in law.
Yes, it's not BSc. It's not BSc in law.
Good 6 years. You are studying law for good 6 years, and you don't know your the degree. It's kind of, because when you tell people that you are going to open university, and they'll be like, oh, why are you going to the school? The school doesn't people don't recognize the school. People don't give people job when they hear that you go to open university. You know, so all kinds of things people say about the school, and it's not good. These are the things that make people think. If they look at someone that goes to school for they studied law and see what the person is saying.
Right. Then let me say something about what Mr. Ayo said on the TMAs, and particularly some of them that do not have like a correct answer, even if you check for it. I think it's just an error in the way the question was programmed. It's not. I don't think it's deliberate on the part of maybe the lecturer that puts the question and answers there, or on the part of the computer team. I think it's a fault. But using whatever software these guys are using, they're able to just choose an answer that still works. But it's not. I don't think it's deliberate that the school or the lecturer puts some questions there without an answer. It's not. That would be outright wickedness. I don't see the point in doing that.
Okay, right, thank you very much for that. Really appreciate your contribution, Mr. Daddy.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yes, Miss Ido, please, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. And
Good evening, ma.
thank you for the enlightenment. My own question is that because as I am now, I'm shivering. I tell you, during that exam, because I remembered when I did GSC 104, I've forgotten the exam I did, and I was like 90% sure while doing the exams that everything I answered, I think it's one, it's something, just while doing the exams, I was 90% sure that I did so well. But when the results will come out, what I scored was 29. I tell you, maybe it's spelling, maybe it's the way they did, maybe it's the way I put my answers. I don't know. Now that we have this one now and we have our keynote, what is the way forward? Is it that we should hope that the TMA will still be used? Because I tell you, I'm even thinking of not sitting for these exams. What I hate in my life is carryover. I'm thinking of not sitting for these exams. Now, if I don't sit, now what my question now is that are we sure that the TMA will still be worked on? Is it like a guarantee that it's still going to be resolved? And if it's not going to be resolved, is it possible for me to skip this semester exam, probably register part of it next semester? What do you think? Because I tell you, I don't know how I want to make that. I don't know how I want to sit for that exam. Looking at everything I have on my head, I will do school work. I will do extra PP work. I will do house chores, do everything. Still sit. I have exam on Wednesday, and everything I read is like 3 or 4 pages entire. So please, is it possible?
Good evening.
Thank you very much for that, ma.
Hello.
Is anybody wants to answer the question, or should I go ahead?
I want to answer the question.
Okay, please go ahead, ma.
Good evening, ma. I
Good
believe
evening,
that
ma.
God cannot do because this TMA issue. Since I started hearing about this TMA issue, I just zeroed it. There's what they call zero your mind because first of all, the school supposed to even give us notice if something like this wants to happen, but they just wake up one morning and decide on their own. Thank God. And Sahaya have said everything that the school have the choice to do whatever they want to do, and they still have the choice to change their mind. Me, I still believe that there's nothing God cannot do. My dear sister, don't lose hope. See, don't be surprised that you sit for that exam and you find out that you pass. So don't be surprised. Don't just lose hope. That's just it.
Exactly. That is the morale. That is what I want to hear.
You paid for the school fees and God knows your heart. God has seen your stress and everything. The way you're see, I just have faith though. That is just me. I just believe that no matter how you take as in there's there's the way my mindset work. No matter how it is, I must pass this exam. That's what I'm telling myself, and I know that I'll pass. So my dear sister, just key to that word. Faith. Have faith that you pass, you pass. The only thing you do for yourself is to read. That's the only thing you do for yourself. According to what Ayo said, that we should just burn that midnight candle for ourselves. And at the end of the day, you come out victorious. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you, ma. Yes.
Welcome.
Upon what she just said,
Mr. Ayo,
in
can
view
I
of what
say
she just said,
something?
please just let
Hello,
me
Mr.
quickly add
Ayo.
to what she said. Please, ma, Miss Blessing, you have the floor. You see, like I said, let's not forget, now is an entity. Now wants to make money. You
Exactly.
understand? Now, no matter how now management decide to close or not to regard our TMA, the level of difficulty of our exam will not be, I believe, that the level of the difficulty of our exam will not be as it is if it comes to when they are considering the TMA. That's why I said failure, where you fail, the number one place you fail is in your heart. That's why I said when that woman said believe, I really keyed into what she said. You need to first understand that these are trying times. And what you need to do now is to lay your hands on every resource that you know that it will help you pass this exam. It will be among the testimony you will give that you can imagine we had settled TMA and everybody is focused on exam. And from nowhere, TMA cancelled. As it is, what is on our portal is what's old, is what's obtainable as of now and having this meeting. I don't know of what can happen tomorrow morning, no. But if this holds throughout this time, which I want us to believe now in our hearts, that TMA or no TMA, I'm passing my exam. And I'm certain if you have that at the back of your mind and put like one of my mentors will say, it is not a do or die affair. We'll go there, we'll try our best, and we'll leave. And we'll leave the rest for God. So that best is what I want us to put in now and go for these exams. Please, Miss Blessing, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayo. I was actually that other lady too that's giving up, because I won't lie to you. Due to the nature of my job is stressful. It's really stressful that I wake up very early at 4 o'clock, go to work, and come back late. So whenever I come back, where is the time for me to study? Where is the time for me to read my book? Whenever I carry my book to read, as before you know it, I've dozed off. Like sometimes I was, as in when I heard of this TMA stuff that has been cancelled, you know that I was about like, see, I want to just quit this school and just go and look for another school to enroll, because I was like, what is all this? How do I want to cope? Because to me, I see that the TMA is helping. But even though my TMA is not 30, but at least this is 25. At least I will do well. I will try to work harder in my exam to make sure that I don't have that carryover. Once I heard that they cancelled everything, it's frustrating. Sometimes it's not for someone that was even encouraging me that I should not just allow my school fees to waste. I was about quitting the school and like, let me go and enroll in another school and do direct entry. Honestly, but with what the other day said, I would just put hope in God and just nothing God cannot do.
Mr. Ayo, please, can I talk?
Thank you. Yes, please, go ahead.
See, let me tell you, blessing my namesake. See, there's one thing I believe. You see this thing that this school is doing, they're just doing it to confuse students, to destabilize us. Let me just tell you people, according to what Mr. Ayo said, he said that there's no how that this exam will be as difficult as when the TMA is still available. You understand? If you can gather anything you know that you can come across and read, see, there's no how God cannot, as there's not me, I just have this faith too. Even when I was telling my partner that this exam now, these people are trying to frustrate me in it, but I still have this small faith in me that is telling me, she blessing, sit for this exam, you'll pass. Because they have cancelled, they know that this thing is affecting almost 99% of all the students. Will they fail 99% of the students? Will they fail 99% of it? Is not possible now for them to fail 99% of the students. And there is no school whereby there is no TME. I've not heard of that. But if they say they want to do that, that one is their own cup of tea. They must find a way of passing the students. It's just something that we'll put in the back of our minds. In the back of our minds. So people should not lose hope. Even me, my own work is very taxing. But thank God I always have Sundays for myself. And these Sundays I go to church. After church service, I have to create small time. Even though it's 2 hours, I'll manage and read. And still put my hope in God again, that God will do it. That's just it, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chinere. And basically, just like what you said, indeed, there's no school that doesn't have TMA. You are very correct. No, the TMA is more like the attendance, the test, the assignment conventional universities give their students. Basically, that is what it is. I stand to be corrected maybe I might be wrong, but basically, I'm not sure I've heard of any school that does not have TMA. In now it's TMA, but in other schools it might be given of assignments. Basically, we all operate an ODL system, so we don't see our tutors. Majority of my students, people that are even in the private class, some of them are even in Calabar, Lagos, Abuja. They're not even with me. I'm in Duse here. Nobody comes to my house for classes. All our classes are online. So even our facilitators, they're also online. So the only way they can get to give us assignments, tests, and take attendance is through the TMA. So we maybe just like you said, they will definitely find a way out of this. But as it is now, in order not for us to get carried away, because take it or leave it. If you fail, you are not going to hold anybody responsible. You see yourself, you are going to hold responsible. And like my sister said, you cannot let your school fees waste. You've paid for your school fees. Even the material you paid for, you didn't get it. You didn't get it all. I'm not sure there's anybody who receives complete material now. Maybe they are there, but I'm not sure I've seen any. So you cannot just work hard for this money and let it just go down the drain. So thank you very much. Please, is there anybody who still want to say something before we call it wrap today? Please, let's speak out.
Yes, sir. I have a question, please.
I have a question.
Okay.
Good evening.
Okay, Miss Nettie, please, can you allow Miss Agnes talk, please? After you talk, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Miss Agnes.
Yes, sir. I want to ask a question that this one that they clear all the portal, are we going to write another TMA or there is no TMA again?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Please, does anybody want to answer this question? I should go ahead.
Sir, go ahead.
Please,
Yes.
before you answer, I've not seen that update that they cancelled the TMAs. So I've not seen it at all. I don't know if someone can point it to me. I've not to. I'm lost.
Is Mr. I think that's Daddy.
Yes.
What was it after the Daddy?
Guinevere.
Okay, Guinevere.
Yes.
So on your portal, maybe it's not all portal, but I think majority of all the student portal now, not the TME portal, you will see it on when you log in newly, they will put it on your screen that the TME has been cancelled and the exam is based on 100%. So even at that, when students check their portal, they still find out that their TMEs are intact. But based on what I understand, the TME portal is not 100% controlled by National Open University. It's more like a collaboration with, I think there's this entity that owns GST courses, because GST courses is what is in all universities. So I think it's in collaboration with the entities in collaboration with now to make this system works. For those of us that joined in 2018, then we only solved GST TMA on GST portals. Like what we are doing now, we don't do it there before. We have our TMA portal is on the student portal before. It was later they now moved everything. So as Miss Agnes has asked, what is obtainable for now is that even though you are seeing 100%, because the information we got that if your scores are intact, then it will be considered. But as it is now, even though you see 100% in your TMA portal, according to the information the management has passed, they are not going to acknowledge it. The only thing they are acknowledging is the score in your exam. So if you get 50 over 100, they are not going to divide. Basically, they are dividing. There's a way they want to do it, but your exam is on 100%. There's nothing like they are bringing your TMA score to add to it, according to what is obtainable now. I don't know if we are all on the same page. So that is it. Miss Agnes, have I been able to answer your question now?
Yes, sir. But is it possible to have 100 over 100 for exam?
Possible. It is possible.
Hello. Sorry,
Well,
sir, please, I have a question to ask.
I have a question.
Okay. Please hold on, Miss Peace. Mr. Joseph, please can you mute yourself? There's a lady that asked a question when Miss Agnes asked. Please can you ask your question after I give this response? Miss Agnes, it's possible you get 100 in your exam. Oh. I don't know how hard you are studying. I don't know how smart you are. I can only speak for myself. But I'm sure the same effort we use when there was CMA, we just need to add a little more effort to it and go and write our exam. And I'm sure we are not going to fail. I'll be waiting. I've been here for the past how many years now? I'll be waiting to hear our good testimony. This good testimony I will hear from. It's good testimony I will hear from us.
Hello, sir.
Thank you very much. Please, the lady that wanted to ask question the other time, please, can you ask the question now?
Sir, I want to ask a question. Sorry, this is Josephine.
Sir Joseph, please mute yourself.
I'm actually the one saying I want to ask a question. So I'm a bit concerned with the timetable schedule.
Miss Anita, please, can you hold on? Please, Miss Nettie, continue.
My question is about the timetable schedule. Please, I need ideas. I have exams from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. It's a chain exams. Now, how will I do it to cover up each courses in the aspect of this calculation of TMA? How do someone read to cover up so that at least if you know you're writing this exam today, you've been able to touch almost all the topics and prepare for the next one the next day? Because I think before now they used to space the exam so that at least someone can have space to read. But with the new timetable and the chain exam that they are giving, I don't know, please. It's breaking my heart because I don't know I'm going to read for 4 or 6 courses at a blow and enter exam all and write it all at once in 1 week.
Okay, Miss Nettie, if I understand your question well, please, Miss Mercy, just hold on. Miss Fatima, please hold on. So, Miss Nettie, if I understand your question well, your exams, is it, let's say, for example, you have exam on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Is that how it is?
Yes, sir, till Saturday.
Okay. In your case, it's good. It's okay. Now, relatively, what department are you, please?
ECE, early childhood.
Oh, you are even what level and semester?
100 level first semester.
Okay. You are just joining. That's why it's like that. This one I said is okay is because I think Miss Phoebe, this education 100 level second semester, she has 2 papers in one day, 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. And there are some paper you have 8 a.m., 8 a.m. And that's why I said yours is still good. Either of all this situation, what you need to do is, first, if you are not working for yourself or you are not with your parents, if you are working somewhere, you must ask for permission for that 1 week. The study strategy you'll be using is fire for fire. All you need to do is quit from social media, quit from exercise distraction. The only thing that you'll be doing this 1 week is you study hard. I don't know if you get it. And I think for your department, early childhood, first semester 100 level, I think we have your keynote. So after this class, reach out to me. With the keynote, it will help you to understand, to assimilate better. But what you need to do, there's no magic. You need to take out time to study. It's even okay for you for this 1 week. You know that the only thing you are doing is your exams and you are studying back to back. So please, Miss Josephine, you want to say something at that time? Please, you have the floor now.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello.
Please, if you want to say something, just raise up your hand so I'll know you are next. Miss Josephine, continue,
Please,
please.
my question is my portal, my student portal, I can't access it at all. There are these messages that appears each time I try to log into it, and it's asking me to input something like a code or something. I don't know how to go about that.
That's what we are talking about.
Okay, it's because you came in
No,
late.
not TMA. The portal itself is not even coming on at all. Not my TMA now. I can't even open the portal to check whether there's anything wrong with the TMA.
Okay.
I'm
What
having
portal are you talking about? Are you talking about the TMA portal or student portal?
The student portal.
Really?
Yes. There are messages that maybe I should send it to you on WhatsApp so you will see what I'm talking of.
Okay. Yes, please send it to me because that portal
It's
has
not
no issues.
it's
Either
not
it's net.
student portal. It's
Sir,
your
you are
e-learn
typing
portal
at
that is
Let me bring
having
down
the
time.
issue. It's not student portal.
Okay,
It's
no wahala,
the
Miss
e-learn
Josephine.
portal.
E-learn portal.
It's e-learn portal that is having that issues for everybody. You have to go through your student and email to access it.
I
There's a
don't
code they
have my
normally
mail
send
has
to your.
I tried going through my mail, it's not opening. So I'm just lost as it is.
It's the same thing with me. That we have been advised to go to our the IT department in your study center so that they can open it for you. I have same issues.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello. Thank you very much, Mr. Kelly B. So
Hello,
please, who is
Ayo.
asking the next question?
Sir, I have a question. My question is that, for
Hello,
example, we are
Mr.
writing 2 unit course, like 1 hour. So now, since they have cancelled the TMA and they said that we are going to write up to 100 questions, so are they going to add the time or is normal time that they're going to use?
Please, anybody who can help answer that question.
Hello,
Oh, I should go ahead.
Sir, my sister.
The exam for the 2 unit courses, I think we said it will still be 70 questions, not 100. It will be 70.
Okay. On this,
So,
when the management says 100%, it doesn't mean all your questions will be 100
yes,
questions.
only your 3
I don't know
unit
if you get
courses
it.
is 100.
Some of your courses will still come out as 70 questions, but the calculation
That means the
will
mark.
be based on 100%.
Yes, the mark.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
So,
let me use the word the mark.
Yes. Right.
and it is written in your email
Thank you very
too.
much.
You see it. Your email, your.
Okay, is anybody wants to ask a question or we'll call it a
I
wrap?
want to ask a question, please.
Please go ahead, man, Miss Fatima.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Agnes,
everybody.
hold on, please.
My question is there any other timetable that come out? Are they going to give us another timetable, or we are using the timetable that you sent to us?
Okay, Miss Fatima, the timetable I'm sending to the group is for the revision classes. Now, before now, I requested that each department should send me their personalized timetable, meaning that National University have given a timetable for e-exam. So each student, we are expected to go to the timetable and select our courses and the day and time we're having these courses. So when you have done that, the timetable then becomes your own personal timetable for your exam. So that timetable is what I have requested for, that you should send it to me so that I can arrange for revision classes. And that is what I'm calling the revision timetable. You know, every week we have been having classes But these classes we're having now, it's not going to be the regular classes. It's going to be classes for revision. Exam is starting on Tuesday. We are starting our revision on Monday. So the one I'm going to send to the general group is for revision classes. Miss Fatima, do you understand now?
I understand you. One more question, please.
Hello, I have a question.
Like now,
I have a question too.
now the keynotes that we are supposed to send to me is 9.
Yes.
They only sent
Ma.
the remaining 2. When am I going to get them before I start reading?
Okay, Ma, I sent a message to the group that I think for your course, for your department, it's just statistics and BFN 203, right? Although I have not completed all keynotes for all departments, but for your department, I'm done. For political science, I'm done. For 100 level, I'm done. But for some departments, they are not ready, but they will get it before the exam. Do you understand, ma?
It's okay, sir.
Thank you, ma. Please, the
Yes,
next
sir.
question.
Hello, sir.
Good evening, Miss Oluwato Yossi.
So I just want to ask, are we to take anything to our center for the exam tomorrow? Like, can I hold my phone? And what are the requirements am I take to the exam?
Are you having an exam tomorrow, ma?
Yes, sir. I'm having an exam tomorrow. That's accounting 100 level.
No.
On the 3rd. Miss Oluwato Yossi. Did you say on the 3rd?
On Tuesday. It's on. Oh God.
Ah.
I was putting my mind on Monday.
No, please be sure. It's still all exams starting on Tuesday now. Okay. To answer your question, the only thing you need to go to your center with is your exam clearance slip. And if you are doing calculation, you go with calculator. You'll be given a blank sheet if you need to calculate anything in your exam hall. You go with your, they no longer use ID card, although it depends according to your center. But what I know that all center uses is the clearance slip for exam.
Center is she going to?
Good evening.
Which center are you
I hear
going
you.
to?
Thank you very much. I understand.
Thank you very much. Please, the next question, please. We have just a few minutes to round up.
Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Please, I have a question.
Miss Adebayo, please, let's hear you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. As you said earlier that the exam will still be 70 questions. So my question is that as they normally do that, it will be the mark will also be over 70. If someone should get like 35, and will it be automatically 35 over 100, or they are going to the marking scheme of the exam will be over 100? Like, I don't get. Is it that we are going to miss the test totally, or they will add that mark for the TMA to the exam?
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anybody who can answer that question? Or I should go ahead?
Please go ahead, sir, because I really need answer to that question.
Miss Regina, you are in this group and you are not saying anything. Mr. Alfred, are you still here? Okay. Based on that question, according to what is obtainable, the total grade will be based on 100% without considering the TMA scores. As of now, when we're having this meeting. Secondly, let's say you have 70 questions and you get 30 over 70. I think if you have 30 over 70, you do not fail that course though. Because if the calculation is based on 100% and you have 30 over 70, you have not failed. I stand to be corrected. Yes, because even though we divide 70 into 2, that's 30. Okay, that's 35. Well, let me not get you confused. Let me not get myself confused. The calculation, I really don't know how they intend to do it.
According to what is on
Can
our
I
paper,
say how they calculate it?
35
I
over
think I have an
70.
idea
Okay,
of how
hold
they
on. Two
calculate
persons
it.
are talking at the same time. Hold on, please.
Can I
Miss
give? Okay.
Ijeoma, I will give you the floor, but let's hear what Miss Bosse is saying.
Okay, I just want to ask for the venue
Okay, hold on, ma.
for the
Mrs.
exam.
Ma, please say something, ma.
Okay, for example, you get 35. So I think this is how they are going to do it. 70 divided by 35, 2. 100 divided by 2, 50. So you getting 35. Since they are marking over 100, you got 50 over 100. So that's how it's going to be.
Okay, I think that's obtainable.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Miss Ijeoma. Miss Bosse, you asked about something.
The venue to the exam.
Venue.
The venue for the exam.
Miss Bosse, what study center are you, ma?
Day.
Okay, what study center are you, ma?
Police day. Hello,
Yes,
sir.
your study center is your venue, ma.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Have you done your clearance, ma?
Yes, sir. I've gone there to collect it. I've done it, sir.
Good. Is that same place you? What is your first paper you have in, ma?
GST, but 105. But
Okay, you are on 100 level first semester.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Please let's all watch out for the timetable that we publish today, so that we can know what time we're having our classes. Let us please attend the revision classes. It is very important.
Okay, sir.
And please, if you have exam by 8 a.m., make sure
sir.
you are in your study center by 7 a.m. max, 1 hour before your exam time.
Okay,
If
sir.
possible, if you have exam by 2, be in your study center by 11 or 10.
Yes, sir.
Is one way to run away from distraction. If you are there, be studying your book, be studying your resource for your exam. Thank you. If
Okay,
anybody
sir.
wants to ask a question,
Please, sir, I have a question, sir.
okay, ma.
Please, sir, for those of us in your group, you promise us TMA solutions for those that you handle their TMA, but I've constantly been checking your website. For me as a public health student, I've only been seeing 3 courses for public health, and those 3 courses is just 30 questions you posted.
The truth is that a lot of, according to my agent, because he actually told me he was going to send me some questions, but unfortunately, because of all these things that happened, he was unable to get me the questions. So the few ones he could send to me, those are the ones we published. I'm so sorry. But I recommend for the few courses, send me a message on WhatsApp. Let me know your courses so I can recommend keynotes to you, man.
I have sent you a message. You didn't have majority of our courses
Oh, I'm
for
so
public
so.
health.
So now the thing is that for your department, if we had any students who had registered in our private class for public health, we would have all your keynotes, because we only have those keynotes because we have taken the classes. The keynotes are what I use in teaching. You understand? But before I give it out, I edit them and make them easily comprehensible. So we are so sorry about. Probably next semester, if you enroll in our private class, definitely you are getting the keynote. So is there anybody asking another question, please?
Yes, please. Sorry, sir.
Miss Fatima, you've asked question before, ma. Don't ask question again, ma.
Oh,
You ask, message me on my WhatsApp, ma.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Josephine, you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to ask. We were talking about your private classes. How do you get registered in private classes?
For now, we are not accepting anybody anymore because we are already doing revision. So what you can do now is just to get the keynotes, and hopefully next semester, since you are in the general group, will update us when we are starting. And I will be bringing in a new tutor next semester to help with pure science courses, like people doing chemistry, physics, biology, so that they can also have their classes. So this is one thing they are working on, so that we can at least attend to more students. And for those of us doing MTH 101, MTH 102, Biology 101, the keynotes are available. So I'm going to send it out tonight so that we all can be aware. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time. Thank you, Miss Josephine, Miss Fatima, Miss Bosset, Miss Joma, Miss
like that.
Yes. Miss Adebayo, Miss Mary, Miss Kelly, Miss Agnes, Miss Peace, Miss Aminat, Mr. Guinevere, Miss Moturayo, Miss Phoebe, Miss Precious, Miss Alami, Miss Regina, Miss Alice, Miss Justina, Miss Titilayo, Miss Chidima, Mr. Prince, Mr. Sunday, Lenti Store, Miss Gift, Miss Omolola, Miss Tolase, Mr. Adebayo, Miss Omoyibo, Mr. Faith, Mr. Odupolu, Miss Chick, Miss Felicia, Mr. Franklin, Miss Grace, Miss Precious, Mr. Jimo, Toby, Miss Esther, Miss Nitty, Miss Gold, Miss Chef Matthew, Elizabeth, Miss Elizabeth, Mr. EML, Miss Deborah, Miss Ice Queen, Miss Gift, Mr. Oloyemimo, and Mr. Lumide. Thank you very much. Thank you for making it a time with us. All I pray and all I can wish us is success and good grades in our forthcoming exam. Let's have a wonderful night's rest, and I look forward to seeing you all in our revision class.
Thank you so much.
Good night. If you want to ask any question, send me a message on my WhatsApp. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night, sir.